way back, like back in the late 90s. You know, I was pretty much like every other young man at that time. Listened to my music way too loud. I wore my hat backwards all the time because I thought it made me look cool. And you know, I had like a little peach fuzz goatee going at the time, where I couldn't really grow any facial hair, and I really, really wanted a Firebird. I got one. Now, not exactly the Firebird I maybe would have picked from when I was a kid. This one needs a little work. But that's what we do here, and we'll bring her back around. So come with me. We'll take a walk around. We'll throw a little Black Album on, and we'll channel our inner 90s. So what we've got is a 97 Firebird Formula. It's V8, automatic, hardtop. It is not, as you see the WS6 labels on the wheels, and the ram air hood. It's got some WS6 goodies on it, but it is not a true WS6 model, at least with the RPO codes. Needs a little love. You can see the paint's a little bit, needs a little work. I think we can bring some shine back around on this. We'll see. Just looking at the outside for right now. It's got the old pop-up style headlights, which almost never work, and I suspect those don't either. It's got one chrome wheel in the front, which I think is actually, if you look in the back, the wheels in the back have that blue tint to them, and those are from, I believe, the the 30th anniversary edition, the white and blue Trans Am. I think those are off the Trans Am from that. Not terrible shape. You know, the nice thing about these cars, being all plastic, they don't rust. So, not a lot of rust on it. We'll have to get underneath and see what the underneath looks like, though. But it's a Florida car, so, you know, probably pretty decent shape. It's usually the tops, the clear coat and bodies that rust here. We don't have a salt underneath to rot out the bottoms, but the salty air, if you don't park them in a garage and you have to park them outside, the finishes tend to deteriorate. And this one's not too bad, honestly. You know, for a 25-year-old car that I don't think the guy that owned it took particularly good care of it. You'll see that on the other side. This is the good side, so you know, we're taking pictures. Give the crowd this side. This is our good side. Got a little taillight breakage here, so, and it's pretty cracked up on the inside. Passenger side taillight looks decent though. Straight piped, it said. I haven't looked at it, but he said it was straight piped right out of the engine. So no cats, no cats, no muffler, no O2s. So it's throwing a bunch of codes. It's running super rich. You can see it's all black here. It does come off. You scrub it real good. So it's just soot on the car from the exhaust. Again, we got a blue wheel back here. Looks like we're missing some weather stripping. I think it's inside. You can't really see it on camera, but it's inside here, so it just has come off, but you can see it is up over there. So it might just need to be reattached and re-glued, but we'll take a look. Looks like the tint on the inside is peeling off. It's not a crack. I looked on the inside. The door here looks decent shape. You know, again, hard top, no T-top, so no leaking. That'll be nice. I do like the T-top though. I mean, everybody does, but they are a pain in the butt. But then we come up to the front, and this is where it gets interesting. So apparently we ran into somebody doing, he said, about 20 miles an hour. So obviously the bumper got pretty banged up. Probably need a new bumper. The fender's toast. I mean, the downside of the fiberglass. Doesn't take much and they just break. The fiberglass hood as well. There's a little chip taken out of it. I'll have to deal with that. So from the outside, though, cosmetically, like, it's not terrible. I mean, you know, other than this, but that'll buff out. So the door, it looks like it pushed the fender back. Door is rubbing. You see right there, rubbing on the fender. The door also doesn't close very good. Its door is sagged. Gotta kind of pick up on the door. We got something going on here. That's fun. Let's take a look down the interior here. Relatively clean. It's a new armrest clip, looks like. That's broken. Another car with a weird switch. That's fun. The dashboard's cracked pretty bad. It's got a nice crack across the top of it, so we'll need a new dash. Aftermarket radio. He did have some subs in the back. There's wiring for that. We're probably just going to rip that out. Missing a headliner. One wonders why there's no headliner, but there's no headliner. Not even like the plastic plate for it. Steering wheel needs a little love. They're all like this. I've looked at several of these, like looking at different cars. So we buy and pull parts off as a donor car, and every single one of them had the same, you know, just rolling slow with your hand up top, leaning back, and just wore that. That's the part that wears out. 10 and 2 or 9 and 3, it's pretty smooth. The way that drives a Firebird has the 10 and 2 stance, that's for sure. So we got going on under the hood here. Not the car's hood supports don't work. Guys, what is with you in the hood supports? I mean, seriously, $10. If you live with this, that means you're not in here very much. Makes you wonder about how often the oil's been changed. Anytime a car comes with a pipe in it, that's not a good sign. Also, not sure this is long enough. Where can we put it? Not a fan. Okay, so we're dealing with. So LT1. It's got a ram air. Looks like, I mean, he's got a K&N sticker, so maybe it's a K&N. I'm not sure. Awfully dirty. That much I know. Not attached particularly good. It's a mess. I mean, so it's a functional ram air hood. Looks like with a nice bee's nest in there. That's fun. Yeah, comes in through here and into this air box. So that's good. That's a nice little add-on. Probably didn't come this way given it's not a WS6, although it does have the WS6 label on the intake. So maybe somebody just swapped out the full intake and hood from a WS6. That's a little, it's probably 7.5 or something horsepower. So, we're cooking now. Except that looks pretty clogged. Oh. A little oil on top of the valve cover, but not too bad. It could have just been spillage out of here. Little gassy smell. Steering's good. Radiator's full. Bright green. It's nice. Let's take a look at the. See, that's the thing with these plastic cars. You can't stick your light anywhere. Ooh, that looks a little charred. Oh. Yeah. That's cooked some oil for a while. Does fire right up though. Doesn't run awesome, but it does start right up. Sounds mean with basically no mufflers on it. All kinds of fun wiring stuff here. Again, me and the wiring. So this is that wiring for his aftermarket boom box. So we're gonna pull all that out because you know what? I ain't 20 anymore. Never drove it except on and off the trailer, like and on his driveway. So transmission fluid looks good in pink though. That's not too bad. I don't know how well it shifts. Let's see if the headlights work. I'll bet you $1. At least one of them doesn't move. Well, that's not fair, because it might have been that one, and that one's broken anyway. So we'll see. As is always the case, seems like only one works. I'll find it. Odd that it's the broken one that actually worked. That's unusual. I would have thought it would have been that this would be the broken one, but there's always one. These things wink at you. So the light works. It just doesn't. The motor doesn't work. So sometimes they're just, a bad contact, and you can fix them. Might have to replace the motor in that one. Obviously we'll take this one off because it's going to flop all over the place. Oh, that's fun. Oh, and straight didn't want to move. It's like this whole bumper bracket's broken too. Here. Yeah. Took a shot across the nose. That is for sure.
Careful, you idiot! I said across her nose, not up it!
Well, I might as well cut them off. They don't want to come off. Actually, I think I'm gonna get this hood off first, because it's kind of in the way. Yeah, let's get this hood off. Let me get this board out of the way. This is usually a 2-person job. These hoods can be kind of heavy. Thankfully, this one's fiberglass, so it won't be that bad. Let's see. It's gonna be something metric. I'm terrible at guessing these things. I'm not even gonna bother to try. Normally when you take a hood off, you wanna mark it. Like put a line, somewhere you're not gonna see it even if it's on the bottom side, where the bracket lines up. So because they're adjustable, and it's hard to get them lined back up again. But in this case, it isn't lined up very well anyway. It doesn't even latch right. And I'm pretty sure that with the impact it took, it's moved. So I'm not really that worried about it. I'm just gonna take it off. I'll probably have to realign it anyway. I'm gonna take these hood pins off though. If you're watching another video on how to take these off, they're super simple. There's a little clip on the top. You just hook something in there like a screwdriver, or they make a little hook tool, but a small screwdriver works pretty good, and it just pops right off. I'll get new hood support someday. They can be a little on the stubborn side. Have something that'll move them a little faster. Let's go reverse. Say. That is loud in the ear. All right, so I got the whole front end off now, hood and fenders and bumper, and I messed up the footage on getting them off, so that's not recorded. Maybe I'll get it recorded and put them back on, and you guys can just watch it in reverse. If you need instructions for how to do that, there actually are quite a few. These are very popular cars. There's quite a few YouTube videos. Just search for that, and a number of them are real helpful on how to get these off. It's not terribly hard. You can just kind of, if you've ever done it before on any car, you kind of know the concept. There's pins and screws that all around that connect things together. You just got to find them all and remove them. None of them are hidden or difficult. There's just, there's a lot of them. What I don't know how to do is get this front foam off. It doesn't have to come off. I'm just worried because it's just styrofoam that I'm going to accidentally break it. It has these pins that are similar to the other ones I talked about, where these push pins are just really big ones. And these are from the end. So there's one at each end, and then kind of two towards the middle, and then one dead center. The outside ones, the middle one, and the other far outside one. That's what these are. I got those out with a pretty handy tool I picked up at Harbor Freight. They're just a set of clip pliers, and they just clip around that nub and pull out because they're recessed pretty far in. The problem is the two that are on either side of the center, they're so far in that I can't even get these in closed, let alone open, because the handle gets too wide for the hole. If you 4th gen experts out there have an idea how to get that pin out so I can get this foam off without breaking it, I'd appreciate it. And probably you could just take off the whole rail, the whole front bumper, impact bar, because that's what it's attached to. That just unbolts. I just didn't want to do that. Anyway, so now this is all off, we can get a full inspection of the frame and compare two sides and see what we're getting ourselves into. Pretty significant crumpling here of this frame, and that's really disappointing. That's not a super easy fix. This is probably never going to quite come out straight again. It maybe doesn't have to. It doesn't. This part of the frame itself, from an integrity perspective, isn't providing a whole lot. It's more support for this, and it is designed to be sort of a crumple area, which it did its job. So we're going to try to pull it straight, and if not, and I've got a line on a donor car that I might pick up next week, and it's a V6 car, not a V8 car, but from most of this stuff, body work and all that, and interior, it's pretty much the same. So that could help out, and then maybe we end up just having somebody cut a frame out, putting the new frame in its place. But we're going to try to see if we can fix it or get somebody to fix it. So like I said, new stuff I've never done before, never had to do this before, so let's see how it works. I'll show you what this is supposed to look like. So pretty, a nice smooth curvature for the wheel well, and then it comes out to this point. You see this bracket for the fender, and then this sits out quite a bit farther than that one does now. It was obviously pushed back, probably, oh shoot, at least an inch, maybe 2. And you got a bit of a crumpling here. That's not too bad. I'm not that worried about that. This is obviously the biggest one, so that's disappointing. These things happen sometimes, and you got to overcome, and that's what we're gonna do. We'll figure it out. All right, so we got to go on the back here. All right, so that lock is not working well. Hey, sports work. Wait, do they? They do. Okay. Stay. Let's see. We got a long receipt for something. Mark it. Empty box. License plate. Could be handy. Window squeegee. Bunch of miscellaneous stuff. A format. Boom boom box. Which I sure works awesome. That's why it's still in here. Registration. The previous owner, I'm guessing, from 2020. And extra floor mat. Doing nothing but holding a lot of garbage. Looks like some power wire or something, ground wire maybe for the amp. I'm just gonna put that back in there. Oop, oop, oop. Privacy cover. More wiring, speaker wiring. So, some little goodies. I actually thought it'd be a lot worse than this. The factory tint is peeling off the window. That's fun. But I've seen worse. Looks like the weather stripping is up in here. It's also a little brittle. it's seen better days. Okay, fixed.
All right, we'll look underneath here, and yeah, well, there is an enormous amount of oil down here, but I don't hardly see any on the ground. I don't know where it's coming from yet, but that's certainly got to be addressed. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just, visually speculating. I'll have to. So I'll have to dig into that, though, or we could just say, hey, for oil change, just gonna leak the oil out. We'll just put an oil in, and it's all good, right? I don't see any transmission leaks. The transmission will look pretty pink, so that's pretty good. Don't see any significant rust underneath, or really any rust underneath. Still a lot of oil on the bottom of that transmission pan. Took the cats off. Still got the rear O2 sensor. Well, I'll take a peek back there and see what the exhaust looks like. He said, quote, "It's just straight piped. But, fella, that there is a muffler." So it's not truly straight piped. It's just remove the cats. I don't know. I don't consider that straight piped, but teach their own, I guess.
Let's get a list going. Right on my handy dandy whiteboard here, it would normally be on the wall, but it's not on the wall. The windshield, though, makes a nice little easel of sorts to put it on. You can make fun of the lefty writing on a whiteboard. Hopefully you can read it. I'm gonna start at the bottom. You'll see why here in a second, because lefties know. But I'm gonna put the frame damage at the top because, well, frankly, it is the most important thing. And your eyes are always drawn to the top, no matter where you plan to start. The frame damage matters most because depending on the cost of that repair, the difficulty of that repair, that'll probably impact anyway the direction we take with this car. So if the damage becomes real expensive, then we may just try to do kind of a backyard fix on it, get it close enough so we can get the body put back together, and then maybe make like a race car or something out of it. Something where we're not gonna have to. I'd feel a little weird selling a car that I knew had frame damage. So if the damage is extensive enough that it's too expensive to fix, then I'll probably just hold on to it, make a fun little, track car, or, Ripper, burnout monster, something. I don't know. We'll have fun with it. So after the frame damage, I'm gonna start down here. So then we've got some of the outside body parts. We'll start there. So we've got the fender, bumper, hood, hopefully as a repair. I don't want to buy a new hood. It's just a small little nick out of it. That's probably doable. Then the rest of it, we got the core support, probably cut out and replaced. We got the driver's headlight assembly, headlight motors. The driver's headlight motor actually, weirdly, still worked even though there was no headlight to move around. But the casing of it was broken, probably from the impact of the wreck. So I'm not confident it's going to stay working. Its life is probably pretty limited at this point. So I'm going to assume it needs to be replaced. The passenger side one didn't work at all. So that one definitely needs to be replaced or at least fixed. Again, maybe we can fix them. And then the driver's door is sagged pretty bad. You have to pick it up to close it. It also squeaks really bad, but a little WD-40 or something. I'm not worried about that right now. The rest of the outside, you got mismatched wheels. Let's figure out wheels. I don't know what that looks like. Maybe it's a repaint of these so they all match again. Powder coat or something, or maybe it's new wheels. I don't know. I'm trying to keep the cost down here, so we'll see. And then you got that weather strip trim, whatever that is, around the outside of the hatch. And let's see, I think that's pretty much it for the outside. Yeah, kind of moving into drivetrain and engine. You've got that nasty oil leak. An exhaust, maybe a tune. The tune and the exhaust might be connected. We'll see. Like maybe I can tune if the exhaust is just causing it to run rich, and I can tune that out. We'll do that. These LT1s, I don't know. Might just need to find a stock exhaust and put it back in. The usual stuff, fluids and filters, kind of tune-up type stuff. Got the check engine light on. Again, that might be exhaust tune related, but it could be something else. So I haven't put the reader on it yet. We'll see. AC doesn't work. That's kind of important down here. And then inside, we've got the dash, There's no headliner. Probably want one of those. And vents and the rear tint is coming off. Well, let's go to the list. I think maybe we'll stop there for now. There's other things to do. There's a limitless list of things to do that you could do on these cars. But obviously when we get this all put back together, we've got, you know, paint and polish and panel adjustments and, you know, kind of fit and finish stuff we'll have to figure out. But that's later. This is the most important stuff right now, particularly the frame stuff. So after that, we'll pick apart this list, attack them one by one, and we'll just power through it. Thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe. Hit the bell so you can see when more of these videos come out. And we'll see you next time.